Cutting across to President Donald Trump at the G7 summit. Listen in.
Provide you with an update, and you know the gentlemen up are the legendary Larry Kudlow and the legendary John Bolton. We had a good meeting both on defense and environment and, frankly, on tariffs, which are what we're here for. First, I'd like to thank Prime Minister Trudeau for hosting this summit. It has worked out to be so wonderful. The people of Canada are wonderful, and it's a great country and a very beautiful country, I might add. We tackled a variety of issues and opportunities facing our nations. At the top of the list was the issue of trade. Very important subject because the United States has been taken advantage of for decades and decades, and we can't do that anymore. We had extremely productive discussions on the need to have fair and reciprocal, meaning the same. People can't charge us 270% and we charge them nothing. That doesn't work anymore. I made a lot of statements having to do with clarity. We want and expect other nations to provide fair market access to American exports, and that we will take whatever steps are necessary to protect American industry and workers from unfair foreign trading practices, of which really there are many, but we're getting them straightened out, slowly but surely. We also discussed the issue of uncontrolled migration and the threat that it poses to both national security and other groups and countries and our citizens and quality of life. We're committed to addressing the migration challenge by helping migrants to remain and prosper in their own home countries. A wide array of national security threats were addressed, including the threat of Iran. The G7 nations remain committed to controlling Iran's nuclear ambitions. With or without them, those ambitions are going to be controlled, along with efforts to combat terrorism and extremism and those who spread this deadly ideology. The nations of the G7 are bound together by shared values and beliefs. That came out loud and clear. Each of our nations is totally unique with our own people and our own sovereign obligations, but we can coordinate together and achieve a common good, a good for all of our people, all of our nations. We're linked in the great effort to create a more just, peaceful, and prosperous world. And from the standpoint of trade and jobs and being fair to companies, we are really, I think, committed. I think they are starting to be committed to a much more fair trade situation for the United States, because it has been treated very, very unfairly. And I don't blame other leaders for that. I blame our past leaders. There was no reason that this should have happened. Last year, they lost 800, we as a nation, over the years, but the latest number is $817 billion on trade. That's ridiculous and it's unacceptable, and everybody was told that. So I don't blame them, I blame our leaders. In fact, I congratulate the leaders of other countries for so crazily being able to make these trade deals that were so good for their country and so bad for the United States. But those days are over. In just a few minutes, I'll be leaving for Singapore. I'll be on a mission of peace, and we will carry in, really, in my heart, we're going to be carrying the hearts of millions of people from all over the world. We have to get denuclearization. We have to get something going. We really think that North Korea will be a tremendous place in a very short period of time. And we appreciate everything that's going on, and we appreciate the working together with North Korea. They're really working very well with us. So I say, so far, so good. We're going to have to see what happens, and we're going to know very soon. So I'll be leaving as soon as we're finished with this conference. I'll be leaving, and I very much look forward to it. I think it's very important for North Korea and South Korea and Japan and the world and the United States. It's a great thing, and we'll see what happens. Okay, any questions? Yes, yes.
Mr. President, You are about to embark on what may be the most important meeting you've ever had in your life. What's in your gut? Needles of steel nerves or butterflies? Can you describe how you feel?
Well, it's always everything. It's really, this is probably rarely been done. It's unknown territory in the truest sense. But I really feel confident. I feel that Kim Jong-un wants to do something great for his people, and he has that opportunity. And he won't have that opportunity again. It's never going to be there again. So I really believe that he's going to do something very positive for his people, for himself, his family. He's got an opportunity the likes of which I think almost, if you look into history, very few people have ever had. He can take that nation with those great people and truly make it great. So it's a one-time shot, and I think it's going to work out very well. And that's why I feel positive, because it makes so much sense. And we will watch over it, we'll protect, and we'll do a lot of things. I can say that South Korea, Japan, China, many countries want to see it happen, and they'll help. They'll all help. So this is a great time. This has not happened in all of the years that they've been separated by a very artificial boundary. This is a great opportunity for peace and lasting peace and prosperity. Yes, ma'am.
President, did you raise bringing Russia back into G7 during your meetings? And when have you last spoken to Vladimir Putin? Do you expect to meet him in Vienna this summer?
Yeah, I have not spoken to Vladimir Putin in quite a while. It has been discussed. We didn't do votes or anything, but it has been discussed. Some people like the idea of bringing Russia back in. This used to be the G8, not the G7. And something happened a while ago where Russia is no longer in. I think it would be an asset to have Russia back in. I think it would be good for the world. I think it would be good for Russia. I think it would be good for